Hello guys, I have recently been asked to clarify the difference between simple, compound, and complex sentences, and to be honest, most of the learners cannot differentiate the difference between the three. So simple sentence has another name, which is independent clause. Independent clause because it can stand alone and consists of a subject and a verb or a predicate. And the idea here is that it expresses a complete thought. Let's look at these three examples of simple sentences. We are having a sandwich. So we is the subject and this is the verb. So this is an independent clause because it's one idea, it's one thought. So that's the subject and that's the verb. So this is an auxiliary or helping verb, and this is a main verb. Next, the teacher taught and left. The teacher taught and left. So the teacher is the subject. This is a compound verb. Compound means two elements. So here we have two verbs, right? Compound verb. Another example is Ali and Ahmed climbed the mountain. Ali and Ahmed climbed the mountain. So that's the subject, Ali and Ahmed. Again, this is a compound noun, two nouns, compound nouns, subject, and that's the verb. Right? So that's a simple sentence. Now we move to the second type, which is a compound sentence, which has two independent clauses. Example, look at this one. I am a teacher, period. My brother is a lawyer. So here we have two independent clauses or two simple sentences. But the problem here is that these two sentences sound choppy and disconnected. So to fix this, we need a coordinating conjunction. I am a teacher and my brother is a lawyer, right? So this is the first independent clause and this is the second independent clause. So here we have a comma before the conjunction. So these are the common conjunctions we have in English, which you can remember by this acronym FANBOYS. So F for and, no, but, or, yet, and so. Look at this example. He wants to protest, but he is afraid. So again, he wants to protest, independent clause number 1. And independent clause number 2 is he is afraid, joined by but to show contrast in some kind of way. The last example here for compound sentences, Aisha needed some milk, so she went to the store. So this example uses the coordinating conjunction so. And so is really a tricky word because it can be used to show consequence, it can be used to show purpose and addition as well. So Aisha needed some milk, so the result is, or the consequence, she went to the store. Lastly, we have complex sentence which can be made with one independent clause and another one dependent clause. So as I said earlier, independent clause can stand alone and dependent clause cannot stand alone. Example, I made lunch after I had come home. So this is an independent clause, right? Independent because we could say I made lunch, it's complete thought, it's complete idea. And this one in red is an independent clause, after I had come home. this clause can be reversed, starting with the word after. After I had come home, but here we need a comma, I made lunch. So we start, as I said, with the word after, which is a subordinating conjunctions. So these are some common subordinating conjunctions: because or since, as soon as, until, if, so that, when, whenever, etc. Another example: they order a pizza whenever they eat at the restaurant. Right? They order a pizza is an independent clause, and whenever they eat lunch at that restaurant is an dependent clause, starting with the word whenever. So we can start the sentence with whenever they eat at that restaurant, they order a pizza. The last example: although she is obese, comma, she hasn't changed her eating habits. Alright, so we start here with dependent clause, which is this one, although she is obese, and then we have an independent clause, she hasn't changed her eating habits. So it's nice to start with dependent clause, because you get the attention of the reader or listener. So I hope this has been useful to you. Thank you for watching, and see you all soon.